So, as you told over there, that I want just straight to it, like how AI will help Bollywood.
I think in various ways. One will be reducing costs. Two will be reducing timelines that are involved in the pre-production, production, and post-production processes, and hopefully improving the quality of the stories we tell by leveraging the tools that AI affords us. So I think it's very important for us as the media and entertainment community to be able to understand how AI can help us, bring the artistic community on board with it as well, and leverage the use of it to the best advantage possible.
Sir, as you said that AI also helps our industry to grow very widely and very widely. It will save the cost, energy, and obviously time and money. And at the same time, the 2 months back, I've seen one video. There was a AI technology has been used. The song was someone else, but it was performed in a Sonu Nigam's voice. So do you think in somewhere AI, maybe it is changing the artist, or somewhere disappointing the management what we actually right now have? So what do you have to
Sure.
say?
I think it's very important for the guardrails to be very clear about how we are using AI. And there are moral, compulsions, ethical compulsions, and compulsions around the proper use of intellectual property that really should be regulated. That's very, very important. Because what is of primary importance is that the integrity of the artist should be maintained, and the integrity of the intellectual property, ownership should be maintained. And I think if there are proper regulations put in place, then we'll be able to make the best of both worlds. Use AI to the maximum advantage possible, while ensuring that all the stuff that you brought up, which with regard to moral and ethical considerations, are addressed.
Do you think AI will, turn the table of artists and everyone? It will change the means artists and everything, writers or something?
I believe very strongly in the human being and the artist as something you can never take out of the creative process. That's what I strongly believe. I know there are people who believe otherwise. And therefore, I think that if you can use AI as a tool rather than believing that it will replace you, because I don't think it can ever really replace an artist. And that's at least the philosophy that I would like to follow as I figure out how to leverage it to the best of its ability.
So, what you say about advantage and disadvantage for this?
The advantages are obvious. Lower costs, better quality, faster, turnaround times. The disadvantages, I think, are in the misuses of AI. And that's why it's very important for us to regulate it early in the process so that you can limit the misuses.
Any message would you like to share with audience?
Or your co-friends from the industry?
No, I think just let's understand the technology. Let's not run away from it. Let's not think of it as something that is going to replace us. Let's understand it and let's try to leverage it to our advantage, to improve the stories we tell. If it can help us tell stories in a better way, why not?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ma'am, what do you say of today's event, Mumbai Hacks?
So I think this is a really important event because the idea of encouraging AI, innovation among all of the young people who are here, the idea of putting a spotlight on businesses within Mumbai that are AI first, and building a community of people to show that Mumbai is a hub for AI in India. So I think all of this, these boxes are being checked by this event.
Ma'am, what do you think as a part of the same industry? What do you think how AI will help our industry to become a better?
So see, obviously there is fact checking, which will become really important to do. For example, there will be some photographs that float around on social media to be able to check how old is this photograph. Is it a current photograph? Is Bari ka flood ki matlab 3 saal pehle ka? To be able to check that. Fact checking, news gathering, actual production. So a lot of the editing can be done by AI. A lot of your graphic design can be done by AI. So for media and for print and all of that, it becomes easier and easier. So design and editing, page design will become easier using AI tools. And then finally, delivery. Since the delivery of news is about reaching people's phones, and everybody seems to have a different preference on how they like their news, AI can actually be deployed there as well.
As you said, editing, so I'm asking you the next question. That's why, as we've seen that Rashmika Mandana faced some challenges through AI. So what do you think how AI will, gonna take the place in certain places?
So I think that groups like this where people are working on solutions for AI, the solutions for fake videos, the solutions for AI bots being used for sound will come also from AI. So they have to
Only
be
AI the solution.
Only AI is the solution for these problems in the sense that there will have to be people working simultaneously at constantly finding solutions for AI generated fake videos, for fake voices being put, for manipulated videos, all of that. So detection will also have to come from AI solutions.
Any message you would like to pass to the audiences?
I think we all have to get on board and understand this better, because if you don't understand this in the future, you will get left behind. So it doesn't matter which sector you are working in, if you're working in a bank or you're working in government or you're working in media, we're going to all have to understand how AI works.
Yes.
There are advantages as well as disadvantages with AI. What do you have to say for that?
I think that way, sir, any tool that was developed by human beings from the beginning, like if you have a hammer, for example, it can be used to build something, it can be used to destroy something. So everything has a positive and a negative. It's how you use it and how the rules are framed around the usage of that hammer. I'm allowed to, by the law, to use a hammer to build something, but I'm not allowed by the law to use a hammer to hurt somebody. So AI, the government will also have to keep up and build those rules around any tool that is developed.
And even the government is supporting. I've seen the logo of government for this. What do you have to say for the government?
So I think it's really important for government to partner with private sector to understand the latest developments. One, to create a space where companies that are innovating can thrive and can do business, and encourage them. And to also, because this will become such commonplace applications in all of our lives, since government will be required to regulate, government will have to learn and understand and regulate also as fast as the development is happening. So government has a very large role to play.
And any of you can pick up the first one. I don't like the answer from all three of you. If you wake up tomorrow with a superpower with something to do with AI, what is the first thing you would do with that superpower? It could be in your field of work, could be anything else.
Fact checking. The ability to fact check everybody's WhatsApp messages and shoot it down if it's rubbish. So all Uncle WhatsApp messages.
This is so real. Look at all this Twitter, the whole X and Twitter in Elon Musk's agenda in US right now. It's all about making sure that there's a social platform which allows people to open up, but also does a very efficient fact checking as well, right? So I think it's a very, very good answer. Thank you.
I think I'm going to go a little more boring, but personal also. Like I think health. I'm most excited about AI and health because have you seen some of those movies where like literally they have a machine and you go into the machine and it just like kind of cures everything that you have. I think so. Just like in sports, when you think about the amount of injuries people have that stop them, the fitness that you want which you can't get, which you're always chasing behind. I think if AI can improve healthcare, which is very much on the horizon, right? It can improve life like as we know it, like longevity, healthcare, keep you in your prime, get people to play more sports. Like I want to play sports for like 20 more years, but that's not possible unless AI figures this shit out.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I know that there's a project right now, Government of India and Google, where they're looking at, so India's worst problem is tuberculosis because it's contagious and nowhere else in the world is TB such an issue. So they're figuring out a way where they can tell whether it is just a lung infection or TB by the sound of the cough.
Wow.
Which would make detection so much faster, especially in rural India, and then treatment that much better.
This is such a great example of the problem that you are also talking about, Harsh. Is that a lot of times we end up thinking about we think that solution to complex problems also have to be complex. But it's a great example of solutions being simple, and I think that's the game. So elegant. And it's such a cliche thing also, by the way. We were all taught about this in childhood, but it just becomes real more and more as you grow.
after these profound answers, man, it's going to sound really, really
The
trivial.
bar is too high now. Come
But I
on.
think, yeah. Well, I'm not even going to try to reach it because I'm going to sound very selfish about this and say that the ability to tell whether a piece of content one is putting out will be a hit or a flop with complete definitiveness.
Yeah, we would also love it because we won't go to a movie and be like, after 2.5 hours, you'll be like, oh my god, what just happened?
Exactly.
Every time we'll be like, oh wow.
This is great because these guys knew this would work. Yeah.
I have so many follow-up questions on that. I don't know. Okay, this is the last question for the evening, and then I would love to take 1 or 2 questions from the audience also. So if you have anything in mind, please organize your thoughts. So we quickly take 1 or 2. One line advice for the audience in terms of somebody pursuing AI in your industry. So
I can go actually. For all of you folks, I've been in tech for like 20 years now. I think just AI, the most important thing I can tell you is don't use it as a hammer looking for a nail, right? Because अभी सबको ही कुछ करना है, right? Like anything to do, you'll be like, this mic also I'll use AI, this table also I'll use AI. Just solve a real problem. Continue finding problems that you are deeply passionate about, which are large problems for humanity, of our large market sizes, and figure out if AI can help you solve it better. Please don't start with AI ko kahan chakka hai, right? So that's the one thing I'll tell you.
rightly said.
Like I already said earlier, all solutions should ideally pay for themselves, because whenever a social sector solution requires handouts, it tends to die out if it doesn't keep the handout going. I think the other thing is, look for problems within your own social circle that you can solve for, and sometimes the solution is really elegant. But in India, I would say if we're looking at a mass AI solution, remember that not everybody speaks the language. Whatever language you're working in, not everybody will speak that language. Not everybody is fully educated, not everybody is fully tech educated. So keep that in mind in every solution that you're working.
Spot on.
If I had to speak to members of our fraternity within the entertainment industry, there tends to be a certain amount of romanticism with regard to the way things used to be, and a certain skepticism of any new technology. And whether it was the LP becoming the CD, becoming or the LD becoming the DVD, becoming streaming, there's always a certain resistance to it because you feel like it's going to impinge on your artistic integrity or your ability to tell unique stories or be human in the way that you. But I think the fact is that you need to embrace technology and leverage it to improve your art, right? Don't look at it as something that threatens you, look at it as something that can enable you. Because it exists, it's here to stay. You have to be able to figure out how to make it work for you rather than fight it. And I think that's the one message I think people within the end.
And it's a very tough one to crack as well, because I think the classic use case in today's world on this chat GPT is not just textual response, it's also you can give it a prompt and it will create a short film or a short video for you as well. And there are a bunch of great tools which really create almost real looking films. Right? And there was this whole narrative in Hollywood recently where people were like, well, this is going to just put the whole industry out of business or out of jobs, right? And things like that. But I think that's where it's so difficult and important for artists to kind of still up their game. And I'm sure, and history has always, kind of showed that whether it's a industrial revolution or digital revolution or .com boom or whatever happened to the world, every time technology has only made humans push forward and become even better and more creative at things which humans are designed to do. Beyond the capabilities. So with that, we are at 4:54, and I think I did a very good job. Pat on my back as well. But I remember it was you, Akrit, and a few of us. We had no name called team at that time. We were just brainstorming about Bombay, tech scene, talent, and whatnot, right? Now today, literally, is almost this week is the 2nd year anniversary of team. How have you seen Mumbai changing in the last 2 years?
I think when we started, right, we were sitting, 7, 8 of us, 5, 6 of us were sitting down and saying, how many companies are there in Mumbai? How many tech companies are there? We know 10, 15 companies, right? And then we started writing, so let's start writing down. So we started writing 1, 2, 10. And we're like, "Arey, ye bhi. So we said, got to 20, 25. And we kept writing. We got to 50, kept writing, we got to 75. And we're like, what the hell is going on? All these unicorns, and these are only unicorns. Unicorns are valued at 100 million to a billion, soon to be unicorn. And I know it's whatever.
No, it's very hard to define that. Yes.
Yeah, unicorn, decacorn, hexacorn, everycorn. But the fact is we have I think upwards of 75 companies in Mumbai, headquartered in Mumbai, founders in Mumbai, that are worth over $100 million and many unicorns in Mumbai. And going from there, we were like, what the hell? If we don't know about these companies, we don't talk about them, how will anybody else? Everyone always has this thought that, Mumbai is the capital of real estate, of finance, of pharma, of media, of sports, of gaming. But because of that, what happens is that other cities who are only good at tech, they're great at tech. But the fact is that Mumbai is also great at tech. But we have so much else to talk about that it doesn't get its time in the sun. And so I'm really happy that we've seen with team, we're able to bring that out. We're able to bring out the fact, our problem in Mumbai is we like to do stuff and we don't talk about it. We just like to get shit done.
We're just so busy in the process.
Actually running businesses, right? We don't talk about it. And that's what team solves. Team actually gives Mumbai Tech a marketing voice, which is also important. And I think that from then till now, look at this. We're seeing amazing tech talent, tech companies, and finally, aage piche karke, every tech company is going to land up in Mumbai because the public markets are here now. So we might as well start from here only.
As you always say, matha tekne aana padta hai. The output of the entertainment industry, right? But there's so much goes behind the scenes. And there's a lot of tech that gets used, right? We've all seen some, in the making kind of footages online. But tell us more about it. How does cutting edge technology get used? Is there AI, any angle of AI there? Is it already in action? Would love to know.
To start with, it's great to be here, and it's great to see the energy that team has managed to sort of infuse into everyone, and great to see so many people in the audience and sort of participating in the hackathon. It's a great question, and I think the media and entertainment industry is just coming to understand or trying to understand what AI could do to help us in various ways going forward. The process of making a film or a series or any high quality premium content is a process of around 2 years. You spend, say, 3 to 6 months writing, you spend another 3 or 4 months in pre-production, or maybe 6 months if it's a large project, another 3 to 4 months shooting, and then 4 more months in post-production. So from start to finish, it's a really long process. Now, there are teams of assistant directors, production designers, set decorators, VFX artists, etc., working on any given project. I'd say 2,000 to 3,000 people work on a film or on a series. And from what I've been exposed to so far, I think AI could help us tremendously at various stages of these processes. One is in the pre-production process, right? Imagine a time in which you could take a 100-page script and put it into an AI and come out with a storyboard of the entire film, coupled with location suggestions, coupled with prop lists, coupled with suggestions around the scene selection, close-up, mid-shot, long-shot, etc. A team of assistant directors spend months and months doing this, right? So that's one area. The other area is in being able to present worlds which might be mythological or fantasy worlds. Right now, when you're going to an actor, going to a director, you're taking a 100-page script and you're saying, now imagine what it would be from page to screen. But apps like Midjourney and now Sora are going to be able to help you to be able to do the job of selling your concept that much better. Because you're actually going to be able to have writers with great prompting skills develop into being able to actually now show you what that world building would be. So if you're trying to get Ranveer Singh to do your next film, you don't need to tell him to imagine what he can, what his character is going to look like from the page. you can actually show it live. So that's just, I think, scratching the surface. I think there's so much more. But I think it's important for the AI community and the artistic community to start talking and to understand the use cases, because there is a certain amount of paranoia as well that can develop over time, especially when artists don't know what AI can help them do. That should be dispelled, because the idea is to leverage it and to be able to regulate it wherever you need to.
Do you, just a quick follow-up on that, do you see any particular production houses, including yours, like being ahead in the game in adoption of such technologies?
Well, I can speak for ourselves. We at Roy Kapoor Films are really trying to embrace this as much as possible. We are having active conversations with various, sort of developers and AI companies on how we can create labs where we work together, bring our people and their people together to brainstorm on what exactly we can do to build AI into our processes to either improve quality, reduce the time taken in order to be able to sort of produce something, or reduce cost. I mean, those are the three areas where pretty obvious that we can.
So in that case, I believe you'll be open to working with younger companies for
sure.
this segment as well. Right? So if anybody's looking to build a company in this segment, I think you already have a key user and customer coming up, like right here. Thank you for sharing your views. Harsh, this is
Akrit. I'm the co-founder of a company called Haptic, and then one of the chairs of Tech Entrepreneurs Association of Mumbai team.
Hey everyone, I'm Harsh. I'm the co-founder of Dream 11 and Dream Sports, and co-founding a team with Akrit, and we're so happy you guys are all here. It's amazing. Look at this. We saw the photos, videos. We've been having our team here the whole time. The fact that we're having this big a hackathon, literally, I haven't seen before. I think we're like 1,700, like almost 2,000 people here hacking away. It's amazing to see this energy. It's also amazing that I know that after that, this like crazy hackathon, everyone's a bit like, okay, I want to go home now. But we gotta wait. We're gonna have a fun panel. We're gonna have some fun like prizes, winners, whatever. And then you can go home feeling completely accomplished and knowing that Mumbai is seriously starting to take dibs on AI in India. I mean, come on, we have Akrit here. Akrit is now advising India AI, the government's mission for AI. And guess what? They chose a Bombay entrepreneur for it, right? So you can make sure that I think very clearly our government is pushing on AI. Like we met Jensen yesterday from NVIDIA, and he actually said that while most countries are thinking how to regulate AI, and that's their focus, India is one of the countries which is thinking about how do we use AI. And then we will also regulate it, but first, how do we use AI? How do we use AI to make everything better, more efficient, faster? And that's why he looks at India as becoming one of the world's most progressive in terms of AI and actually using it to advance our entire economy further. So I think the government's doing a good job, the private sector is doing a great job, and Mumbai is going to just crush it and be right ahead of every other city, and that's what we have today.
Yeah, and to Harsh's point, one of the things about what we are trying to do at Team and Mumbai is talk about the companies and the great work happening in this city. Normally, whenever you think startups and tech, everybody thinks, oh, Bangalore, oh, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, Noida. But we don't realize the type of work that happens in Mumbai. We were making a list. The most number of AI companies over $10 million of revenue in India is in Mumbai. Very few people actually know that because, like I said, we are all busy doing other things. So, companies that you may or may not have heard of, Fractal, they're one of the pioneers 20 years back in the AI space. Quantify, who are also one of the amazing partners for this hackathon, and their co-founder Vivek is here. InVideo.ai, which is one of the fastest growing generative AI companies. NASA Networks, which is a new company that's building the GPU infrastructure for India. Haptic, a company that I co-founded. Gupshup, another company that is now primarily engaged in conversational AI. So, and 2 or 3 more examples, but the most number of scaled AI companies are in Mumbai. And the idea of doing a hackathon like this is how do we create 100 more over the next few years. And this led to NVIDIA picking Mumbai as one of only 3 cities in the world to host their AI summit. They're going to do an AI summit in San Francisco, in Tokyo, and Mumbai. That's it.
I mean, honestly, it's great that we're able to do this in Mumbai. We have so much working for us here. We have every large industry in Mumbai. Finally, it's going to come down to where do we use AI, right? And that's why it's going to be really important. Hackathons are amazing, but jobs are better, right? I think a lot of y'all are going to be looking at having a career in AI and AI companies, and that's what Aarti is talking about, right? When you're looking for jobs in AI, you won't have to leave the city. Because this city is going to be where AI has the best companies, the best jobs, the best convention centers, NVIDIA coming down, and the government taking a truly huge step forward for it. So please make sure you use TEAM. That's why we created TEAM, Tech Entrepreneurs Association of Mumbai. Is 50 plus unicorns worth $50 billion. All made in Mumbai, here for Mumbai. We're going to stay in Mumbai, we're going to build from here, we're going to make for India, we're going to make for the world. And so I hope you all enjoy the hackathon, and with that.
Yeah, just very quickly, quick thank you and shout out to lots and lots of people who made this happen. Firstly, NVIDIA for supporting and partnering with us on this event. Again, fun fact, this is the only such hackathon NVIDIA has sponsored in India in 3 years. So we are very happy to get them on board. Meta, who have been great partners to Team, and again a company investing a great deal in AI. Quantify, one of the largest AI companies out of Mumbai, and Vivek is a very core member of the Team Association. Atlas Tech for this wonderful venue and just amazing operations on ground. We've also been supported by 2 government organizations, India AI, which is our national mission to building AI in India, and then Maharashtra State Innovation Society. But finally, I want to call out one person, one team, one community which is made in Mumbai. Where is Faiz? Faiz is probably trying to get presentations ready or something, but this would not have been possible without them and him in putting this all together. So just a huge round of applause for getting into this.